Hey, I'm Shaz. Today we're going to build a diamond tufted headboard. I went to my local hardware store and had 3/4 inch particle board cut to size. My plan is to have the spacing measure 6 inches wide and 9 inches tall. I started by making a grid fitting those specifications. To make sure, I marked the other side of the board before drawing out my grid. I wanted to have at least 2 to 3 inches on each side. After the grid was drawn, I went over it and marked all of the spots I would eventually have to drill. Once that was done, I drew the diamonds to see how it would look. I like what I had, so it was time to drill a 1/4 inch hole in each of the marked spaces. I placed 2-inch medium density foam and cut it to the size of the board. I wanted to have more cushion, so I decided to double up on the foam to create 4 inches of cushion. As you can see, this doesn't have to be perfect, just accurate enough for the fabric to wrap around the side. Over here, I messed up on my measurements and didn't have enough foam to cover the board twice over. So I took the cutoffs and filled the bottom layer to make it work. Ideally, you want to fill the spaces completely. If you need to fill it like I did, make sure it is on the bottom layer so it is less noticeable with the final product. I also made sure these were spaced out for the best coverage and the pre-drilled holes were located at the center of the foam. I glued the bottom layer down with some spray adhesive. Now this doesn't need to be that strong of a hold, just strong enough to start the tufting process. I then sprayed the top layer with the adhesive as I did with the bottom layer. I tried poking the relative holes from the bottom of the board, but this proved to be more difficult with such a large piece. I drew a new grid on top of the foam and cut 1.5 inch holes. After all the holes are drilled, I place some quilt batting over the entire piece. This essentially gives a little air gap for all of the fabric and the foam to breathe. While securing the buttons to the back of the headboard, you want to staple the thread in a Z pattern to ensure it doesn't slip while you're working on it. Tuck the fabric in the lines as shown here and make sure they are pointed towards the bottom of the headboard. This will prevent dust buildup in the future. I had the right number of buttons, but off camera I had to move the fabric around to ensure I had enough fabric to finish the piece. So I ended up having to cut off all of the buttons and start over. As you can see, this part takes a lot of time to make it look right, but once you're in the rhythm, it goes by pretty quickly. I made a simple French cleat to attach to the piece and to the wall by the bed. I love how this headboard turned out. If I were to do this project in the future, I would increase the space at the top and the bottom of the board to prevent some loose fabric that you can probably see in certain spots. I would also only make a hole in the top piece of the foam because this would have made it easier to ensure all of the buttons are at the same depth. If you would like to build a headboard like this one, I've provided a list of supplies I used in this project. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this project, if you have any questions, or if there are other projects you would like me to build. If you like what you see, be sure to smash that like button and be sure to subscribe. Please check out our other videos from our team of creators at this channel and visit our website. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.